Governor Chris Sununu is issuing a mask mandate for organized, scheduled group gatherings of 100 or more people. That means everything from religious revivals to motorcycle week to organized protests.
Education is always the first step. We always want to really work with individuals and businesses and gatherings on a one-on-one basis and make sure they understand what is expected as part of the guidance documents. But we will not hesitate to enforce penalties or fines to event organizers who willfully or dangerously disobey the rules we've put forth.
The governor says with Laconia Motorcycle Week ahead on the calendar, he's closely watched the rally in Sturgis, South Dakota, and he doesn't like what he's been seeing.
Sturgis was a real clear warning sign to us. I don't think anyone saw the photos out of Sturgis and said, that looks safe. No, I mean, I think it just brought kind of a second level of awareness to us on all these different matters.
The state is also stepping up enforcement of pandemic guidance for restaurants and bars that are not adhering to new pandemic rules.
We're working with the individuals at liquor enforcement to increase their presence to ensure all restaurants and bars in the state do follow this guidance. Ensuring the capacity limits are met, that no one's crowding around the bars, no large groups at the tables. Remember, this is all for one goal, and that is simply to keep our citizens and the patrons safe.
Now, this new mask mandate will not apply to gatherings at businesses like supermarkets or schools, although Governor Sununu did say that if a school does choose to have an assembly, as rare as that might be these days, if it's more than 100 people, the mask mandate would apply. Reporting live in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
A gathering planned in New Ipswich this weekend will be affected by the new mask rule. The event is expected to bring in hundreds of people from outside the state. WMUR's Tim Callery has a warning from the town administrator.
Well, this event is being held on private property. The town administrator says it's known to hold large events in the past, so he's not worried about its capability of hosting all these people. Rather, it's the timing of this event and it happening during a pandemic. The Last Reformation is an evangelist group that is bringing a traveling tent revival to New Ipswich with planned visits to surrounding communities. It starts this Friday, and some 200 to 500 people are expected to attend over a 10-day period. Today, Town Administrator Scott Butcher issued a letter notifying local businesses of the upcoming influx of people. Butcher says the event organizers have notified the New Hampshire Attorney General's office that they do not intend to practice COVID-19 protocols and will not be wearing masks or social distancing. Butcher is urging residents and businesses to take extra precautions to prevent exposure to COVID-19.
When you have a large group like this, while the group is estimated to be somewhere between 200 and 500 people, we're not sure till they actually arrive. Some of them are local people, but a lot of them are from out of state, and we're concerned about what they might be bringing with them.
And now, during a previous meeting with the Select Board, a local organizer told them this is about bringing people together so they can share the gospel. In the meantime, this event is being held on the private property of State Rep Paul Somero, according to local records. Somero previously told News 9 he would not comment. Reporting in New Ipswich, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.